Oh, snap. We're doing it. Let's have some fun today. Let's go.
Live from the BiffNet Studios World Headquarters in Spring, Texas, it's Barry on Deck, hosted by former ESPN Houston radio host and stand-up comedian Barry Laminack, starring Oliver the Cat. Written by Barry Laminack, produced by Barry Laminack, directed by, you guessed it, Barry Laminack, featuring sports, entertainment, special guests, film sessions, and some drinking. Okay, a lot of drinking. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, here's your host, Barry Laminack.
What's up, you damn dirty deckheads? Welcome to Barry on Deck. I am your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for being here. Today is Thursday, August 19th, 2021, and this is episode number 315 of Barry on Deck. As always, Barry on Deck brought to you by the AP Law Group. Do not get bullied by the insurance companies. Don't let them take advantage of you. Call the AP Law Group if you have been injured in an accident or have a loved one suffer a wrongful death and negligence at the hands of somebody else. 713-913-GO-AP is the number, or online at aplawgroup.com. Welcome to the program. Thank you guys for being here. Good show. 201. You kissed my ass, White Magic. That was 2 o'clock on the dot. I want everybody to write it down, put it in the log, put it in the books. We've got a lamb bomb. I don't know what your clock said, but when I hit go live, it was 2:00. So you can suck it. Everyone can suck it. I can suck it. Why am I sucking it? I don't know why I would suck it. That would be weird. That'd break my fucking back. Oh, I cursed. I'm trying not to curse. My bad. Stephen Luther, man, going through some stuff. He said, I broke my leg in 2 places at work yesterday, so I'm laid up in bed watching the show. Can we pour one out for my guy, Stephen Luther, right off the rip? Hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let's put some Fireball in it. Stephen, are you allowed to drink? I imagine you're on like pain meds right now. Right? But you know what? I'll drink for you, Stephen. How about that? Daddy had some lunch today. Was out and about. I finally got around to, here's the crazy thing. I boxed up, Nora and I boxed up like 36 coffee mugs. I did all of my Patreon new members that I owed swag to. All that was done. I did it all on Sunday. And then it sat in a box right out there in the hallway until this morning, and then I took it all to the post office. So I apologize for, delaying the shipments for 4 days, but they're out and about. And because I was out and about today dropping off mail, I ate lunch. So I feel like drinking today is not going to be nearly as crazy. So because of that, I want to say cheers to you, Stephen. I hope you get better soon. I don't even want to know if I want to know what happened. But cheers, buddy. Get well soon. We love you. I hope your leg heals and you don't walk weird. I guess that's not a good toast, Bear. Okay, drink your Fireball. Here we go. That is so good. Hal said pain meds and drinking gets better results. I believe that. Francisco, thank you for the super chat, buddy. He said, hi from high. Glad to have you here. Thanks for joining. By the way, can I just say thank you, Francisco, for all the love you've been giving me. A lot of you have been showing a lot of love on the Twitterverse as of late, especially with everything going down in the market here. Sorry, I'm turning the fan on. A little warm right now. Not the shot either, but I appreciate all the love, man. Cisco's been really pumping the show up on Twitter, trying to get people involved. So I thank all of you that make any kind of effort, big or small, short or tall. We can all have a ball. All right. All right, let's do this. We got to talk about the what's going on in sports and the world. And damn it, I didn't put my slides in. I was so ready to go. I was all prepared. And then I forgot to add my slides to the deck. So while I do that, let me just tell you, today on the show, lots of fun to be had. So I've got Kelly Eco joining us at some point during the day. I'm not exactly sure when. I'm guessing the second hour, but it could be as early as 2:30. So stick around for that. That's going to be good. We have a lot of stuff to get to, some headlines. But let's start with, like we always do, let's start with the greatest decade in the history of the world for the next 2 hours. And then it's back to being regular ass Brian. BZH420 in the building, getting that first in the chat. And then I don't know what happened. He sat there for a while and everybody was like, okay. I guess he's not going to super chat. So then John Dory and Cece said, well, bro, enjoy this Congo block. And there they go. So he missed out on a triple crown. I know that me and him were the first two in the chat, and there was 2 likes on the program. So I know he had 2/3 of a triple crown. And I don't know if it was just cheapness or stupidity that cost him the triple crown, but it did. But Brian, I appreciate you being here early, buddy. He said I got busy. Well, dag blabbit. Hey, I appreciate you nonetheless, man. Anybody that shows up early is okay in my book. And that's why you're the greatest decade in the history of the world. Until like 4 o'clock. And then it's back to regular ass Brian. But I see Ben is in the building early, as is John Dory and CC, as we mentioned before. Steven, the weather guy, giving us a weather update. Wait a second. What's going on here? What happened to my little thing? Hey, that's not a penis joke, people. Let's all grow up and be mature. Here we go. There's Steven, the weather guy. Current conditions at BiffNet World Headquarters, 93 degrees, dew point 74 degrees, heat index 103, $100 chance on prepping for weather report tomorrow. Or for weather report number 2. Well, first of all, I know you meant 100% chance. Let's just not make those mistakes on the weather report. And yeah, if you don't know, we have a new weather guy here at Barry on Deck, bringing you a weekly forecast. Steven, Lil Usyk. It's Uzi, though. Can't be Uzi and Usyk. So I say it wrong. Okay. No big deal. I also have a road story for you today. So if you like comedy road stories, if you follow me on Twitter, you might have heard it already, but we'll go through it again. It got wild last night in Cleveland, Texas, folks. It got pretty wild. Rest of the chat, who's here? Keith Sager's here, Alan Denson, Jeff Bell, who I'm facing in week 1 of the Sports Right Fantasy League. G-Man, what up, dog? Shelby is in the building. Rudolph Rodriguez. Boy, do we need this. Sanitize, wash hands, social distance. Amen, brother. Amen. Richard Vales is here. Matt Poche, Justin Swinford, Fidel Limon, Charles Garza. I mentioned House, my sweet, sweet Donna. Jess is in the building. I love seeing that, Jess. Thank you for being here. Always good to see your smiling face in the chat. Eric Resendez is in the building. Mr. Handsome himself. Well, that's Tony Garza, but Eric's a handsome man as well. I'm happy to admit that. Let's see. Alex Villanueva is here. I mentioned Stephen Luther and Shelby. Did we get everybody else? It looks like it. Westling is in the building. Those vets were turned. It was fun. Liebeshock's in the building. Oh, let's do a programming note for Sports Right. If you don't know about Sports Right, it's a show that I do with John Westling and Mike Liebeshock. You can find it over there on the Twitches, twitch.tv/Sports Right Live. Tonight, I have a special announcement. You know him, you love him. Joining Mike Liebeshock and myself on the show tonight, Juggalo Trey. What? Let's go. Yeah, unfortunately, John Westling is out. So Juggalo Trey will be joining the Sports Riot craziness on Twitch from 7:30 to 8:30. It's sure to be a lot of fun. It's sure to be crazy. So tune in for that. Twitch.tv/Sports Right Live. Go give it a follow. It's just we do it every Tuesday and Thursday from 7 to 9. We're going to start doing a kickoff show from 10 to noon on Sundays. Eventually, we're going to get around to that where we talk some football and fantasy and gambling and stuff like that. Going to be an absolute blast. So go make sure you follow Sports Right Live for all your sports needs. I'm just kidding. What else? I got road stories from Cleveland, Texas. We got Kelly Eco. Hell, let's just get into it. Let's get to these headlines right now. Here are your sports headlines for the day. Nick Saban says all but one player at Alabama has been vaccinated. And you might be saying, why is that important? Well, because as you know, the SEC and now the Big 12 have both said that if a team has to forfeit a game because of a COVID outbreak, then, wait, what? Oh, no, you're not out for good, John Wesley. Shut up. Yeah, if a team misses a game because of a COVID outbreak, they're going to forfeit it, okay? So that's why Saban's probably on everybody's ass about getting vaccinated, as most teams should be. The Astros have released Francis Martez. Okay. Shohei Ohtani hit his 40th home run last night and moved to 8-1 in the Angels win. This is a runaway, hands down, no-brainer. Shohei Ohtani is not just the MVP of baseball, folks. You know, we used to have the narrative that Mike Trout, best player on the planet, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's done. Shohei Ohtani is the best baseball player on the planet. I don't want to hear any arguments about it. If you feel otherwise, you are wrong. You are dumb. You are foolish. You are stupid. Probably ugly. You probably smell your own farts. You probably like put your finger in your ear and then go, yeah. This is not up for debate. Shohei Ohtani, best player in baseball, hands down, bar none. No discussion. And he's 8-1. With 40 home runs. That's insane to me. Texans activate Titus Howard and then cut tackle Roderick Johnson, who they also activated before they released. So there's that. Also, Trevor Bauer decided he will not testify in the restraining order hearing that is going on. If you weren't clear what was going on here, they said they were going to call him as a witness and put him on the stand, and that his lawyer said, fine, but he's going to invoke his Fifth Amendment rights to not perjure himself while on the stand. And the judge said, well, if he's just going to get up there and plead the fifth the whole time, then forget it. So, okay. Let's see. Yeah, if you don't believe that Shohei Ohtani is the best baseball player on the planet, then you probably have a Jack Morris rookie card on your wall somewhere. By the way, if you weren't clear, Jack Morris got suspended for, we discussed yesterday what he did. Jerome Solomon joined me. I posted the video of that on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Barry is funny. Go over there and subscribe. Over there, right here, like right down below. You're watching this. Click subscribe. It's that easy. Turn the bell on. You're going to get notified when great videos like the conversation I had with Jerome yesterday about Jack Morris. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Let's do this. I've got a ton of stuff that I want to cover. Where do we want to start? I got Jalen Ramsey. I got Max Kellerman. I got Kevin Durant and Draymond Green. Kirk Herbstreit's weighed in. I got Philadelphia Eagles news. Tom Brady cut a commercial. Then we got a lot of stuff to do. Eric Resendez with a baseball question. I like this. Is El Nino Tatis Jr. the most popular player, or is he in second place in both? So yeah, there's a big difference. Eric Resendez, there's the greatest baseball player on the planet, and that's got to be Shohei Ohtani. And then there's popularity. I'll say this. Ohtani has been marketed better than Mike Trout was. Now, whether that's just the fact that he has the entire Asian market also with eyes on him on a daily basis and what he does, and the Angels are like, well, we'll probably screw it up, so let's just get out of the way and let somebody else do this because we didn't do a good job with Trout. I don't know what it is, but he seems to have a lot, and a lot of it is his story. Like, Mike Trout was a great outfielder and hitter. But what Shohei Ohtani is doing is so different because he's not just a great hitter. He's a really good pitcher. He hits for power, and he's 8-1 on the mound. Like, who's doing that? That'd be like Barry Bonds or, it'd be like, I don't know. There's really no comparison to what he's doing other than a Babe Ruth. And that'll tell you how long ago someone has even been close to being capable of what he is. So to answer your question, Eric Resendez, yeah, I think he might. I don't know that he's the most popular yet. I think as this continues and he wins MVP, and if this trickles into next year, because popularity, you can say, like, he's got the most buzz about him. But I don't know how many fans are out there, especially young kids, are out there buying Shohei Ohtani jerseys right now. I think they're still enamored with Tatis. I think they're still enamored with Vlad Guerrero. Guys like that. Right. And you know, there's some teams, some people that aren't going to buy those jerseys anyways. But I think if this continues, if he does this again next year, if this isn't just a flash in a pan, Yeah, I see him being the most popular and the best baseball player on the planet. Something Mike Trout was unable to do. Rev said, I thought there was a story saying Trout was the one in the way of marketing himself. I'm not aware of that. That would not surprise me, though. He's that kind of guy. He's just like, yeah, I just want to play baseball. I don't need to be famous. Okay. Missing a golden opportunity at a lot of money, Mike Trout. But that wouldn't surprise me if that were the case. I just don't know about that story. I've never seen it. Wait a minute. What happened? So much for side money. Rip OnlyFans girls. What did I miss on the OnlyFans? I don't know what I missed. I don't know. I don't know what I missed there. House said the restraining order was rejected. Is that true? Bauer restraining order. Woman denied restraining order against Trevor Bauer. Wow. So this went down at 1:36. I was in the shower at the time. Good job, Shock. Appreciate you, buddy. So OnlyFans is blocking sex, but you can still post nudes. Well, there goes our Sports Riot marketing plan. I guess we'll just come up with something new. I don't know why they're doing that. That's interesting to me. You kind of built your whole reputation on being... He said I still have a GoFundMe. You kind of built your whole reputation on being this private, non-corporate sex machine thing where people could take control of their body, my holes, my income. I put in there what I want. Penguin Katie said I can still post twerks. Well, we get them hype trains going and it happens. Listen. Philip Bernard back to work from break. Listen to the rest of the way. Hey, appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, it's kind of weird that they would make this change. There's somebody's going to start an OnlyFans X-rated version of that. I think, are they trying to go more of the Patreon route and less of the Pornhub Patreon route? Whatever, I guess they think makes them the most money. I don't think it's smart. I'd raise my rates. I'd be like, all these OnlyFans people, I don't want to say chicks because I'm sure there's dudes with OnlyFans, big dong dudes out here just raking it in. I think I'd just raise my prices. I'd be like, hey, y'all are keeping like decent, honest people. Well, not honest, but decent people away from the platform. So we're going to make up for that by charging you more. I don't know. So Flip Rodriguez said Bauer accuser not granted something in court and the truth shall set you free. Yeah, I was just about to get into that. So I'm looking at an article on ESPN. We can actually look at this together. Let's talk a little sports. Let's do this little impromptu. This is why I like this show. That's why I like doing this way. I can pull up the article. We can peruse it together live. I've only known about it for 20 minutes. So let's get this bad boy up on the screen. Let me share this here. Zoom out. It's like Siri. You just got to yell and then it does what you say. So here you go. This is it. Temporary restraining order against the Dodgers pitcher Trevor Bauer has been dissolved after LA County Superior Court Judge Diana Gold Saltman ruled against a woman's request for a permanent restraining order on Thursday. Gould Saltman determined that Bauer did not pose a threat to the 27-year-old woman who accused him of sexual assault over the course of 2 sexual encounters and that her injuries were not the result of anything she verbally objected to. Judge said that, quote, injuries as shown in the photographs are terrible, but added if she set limits and had exceeded them, this case would have been clear. But she set limits without considering all the consequences, and respondent did not exceed limits that the petitioner set. We are grateful to the Los Angeles Superior Court for denying the request for a permanent restraining order and dissolving the temporary restraining order against Mr. Bauer today. Sean Holy, one of Bauer's attorneys, said, we have expected this outcome since the petition was filed in June, but we appreciate the court reviewing all the relevant information and testimony to make this decision. So, let's see. I don't want to get into the chat yet. My initial thoughts on this. One, this is why we go through these things, to let people in places like judges make decisions based on evidence and fact, and not hearsay and media reports and sources. You actually have to put things into evidence and then take an oath to tell the truth. I would tell you that pleading the fifth would tend to make the public, I mean, let's be real. When you see someone take the stand and they're asked hard-hitting, point-blank questions and they plead the fifth, in your mind, let's all be honest here, a lot of us immediately assume some level of guilt. That's just, I'm being honest with you when I say, if I see someone plead the fifth, I'm like, oh, they're hiding something. They're hiding something. So that was the plan, is that Bauer was going to take the stand and plead the fifth. And in my mind, I was like, ugh, that's a bad look. You're going to get crucified in the court of public opinion, even if it works out in your favor in court. So he did not take the stand because the judge said, well, listen, if you're just not going to, you're wasting everybody's time. It's an exercise in futility if you just get up there knowing, if we put you on the stand knowing you're just going to plead the fifth. But what we have now is a judge who has a female judge, mind you, and I think that is important to point that out. But we have a female judge that has weighed the evidence and said injuries as shown in the photographs are terrible. If she set limits and he exceeded them, this case would have been clear. But she set limits without considering all the consequences, and respondent did not exceed the limits that the petitioner set. What that means is she said, for example, and I don't know, but she said, you can slap me in the face, you can choke me, you can slap my ass, you can spit in my face, and you can call me mean names. And if he did all those things and that was consensual, regardless of what happens later, whether he dumps you or used you or whatever, consent is consent. Once the act is finished, you can't rescind consent. So you can't say, oh yeah, I want you to treat me dirty in bed, and here's all the things you can do to me, and then allow that person to do it. And then when the relationship doesn't work out, you don't get to go back and say, you know what, I changed my mind. I don't want you to do those things, and now I'm going to press charges against you. And it sounds like that's kind of what happened here. That's some speculation on my part. Shelby says consent can be withdrawn at any point, so this feels icky. Right, Shelby, but you have to withdraw consent at the moment. You can't do it after the fact. And I think that's what the judge is saying. She said they agreed that sexually this is what we're going to do. I want you to slap me in the face. And they're having sex and he slaps her. And then you can't be like, yeah, I don't want to have sex anymore. Then yeah, that's not giving consent anymore. It should stop. Well, what you can't say is 3 weeks later, yeah, I didn't like being slapped. Right, but you consented at the time. So I do agree in part, Shelby. If consent was withdrawn during the act, then that's when it all needed to stop. And that's what I don't think anybody will ever know or have the truth of. But what I think has happened, if you read some of the text messages that Bauer himself put on Twitter when this was going down, she said a lot of things, and those things were presented as evidence in court, and then they had sex, and then he put more out there about how she basically was not stalking him, but was kind of acting a little crazy about their relationship. He's like, look, I don't want to be with you anymore. And she's like, but you got to come over. Let me come over, like begging him. And now all of a sudden she wants a restraining order. I don't know, unless there's some things that happened that we don't know about. But I've always said we have to believe women. But once evidence is presented and judges rule, unless it's obvious that this judge is full of shit, or that I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example of when it's not okay just to go off of a judge's ruling. Let's say that there is solid evidence that he ignored her request to stop, but that evidence isn't admissible in court on a technicality, that doesn't change the fact that he ignored her request to stop. So while technically, according to the letter of the law, because it wasn't admissible, it doesn't count, in life, in real life, it would count. So listen, we have to, and I think this will still this ain't over yet. I don't think this is over yet. But I think that, how to put this? I don't want to misspeak here. I think that when you have a judge, a capable judge, look at the evidence, and I really want you guys to listen to the language that she's using. She's not, I don't think she really tiptoed around it. She basically said, if you set limits and you didn't realize what those limits meant, that's not his fault. That's your fault. She may not have liked it once she got slapped and whatever, but I think, Shelby and chat, I think what's happening here is it's not that she didn't like the act at the time, according to Bauer and the text messages and everything. It's once he broke off the relationship. And let's all be honest. We've known people, women and men, who once a relationship was over, I'm sure you've all had that psycho girlfriend or psycho boyfriend that once you break up with them, they become a completely different person. It's not out of the realm of possibility that this happened in this case. But I believed this young lady, and now a judge is telling us the following, and evidence has been presented as such. I still don't think we've seen it all. I still don't think we know it all. But it's pretty interesting when she said when she said, and again, it's right there on the screen. If she set limits and he exceeded them, this case would have been clear. But she set limits without considering all of the consequences, and the respondent did not exceed the limits set by the petitioner. So, she's saying again, it's not about consent. They both were consensual. She just didn't realize what she was agreeing to wouldn't go the way she thought it would, I guess. I don't know. I saw the word icky. It is kind of icky. It is. Yeah, Matt said that's what I was thinking too. It'll probably go a civil case. Hey, what's up, Vicente? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, it probably will go civil. And that won't surprise me in the least. Walt said, me smacking an ass and a major league pitcher smacking an ass is a different smacking. Maybe she didn't think it through and agreeing, but that's not really his fault. Total Dallas, I just say for it's Texans. You say for if you say for it's supposed to be something that, I don't know, you say for it could be Super Bowl. Total Dallas. Celio said he's an example when a court got it wrong. OJ did that shit. Oh, here's an example of when a court got it wrong. OJ did that shit. That's my point, though, Celio. If there was evidence that showed us otherwise, but based on the text messages that I saw from him and conversations leading up to the sexual encounter in question that she's filing the restraining order on, and then the text messages afterwards when he was ending the relationship, but she was insistent. She was insistent that she still be allowed to come over and spend the night. I'll sleep on the couch. I think a lot of us has been in a relationship like that. So if you wanted a restraining order, why were you still trying to visit him at his home? Yeah, Vicente says civil and we'll settle out of court. Probably. What else we got over here? Mike said it's all scuzzy either way. Well, yeah, it doesn't look great no matter what. It doesn't look great no matter what. This is a slippery slope, folks. Everyone that knows me knows that I'm gonna go full screen here because I want to make sure I'm very clear on this. Everyone that knows me knows my stance on topics like this. I've always said believe women. And I think that's the case. But I've always said believe women until you have a reason not to, or until it's proven otherwise. There are cases and there are moments, and I've discussed this in the past, that yes, I'd rather be wrong 1 out of 100 times than be wrong 99 out of 100 when it comes to believing women in cases such as this. And it's defeating for those of us like me who take a stand like this and get ridiculed publicly, because I have been. Well, you're just this, you're virtue signaling, it's stupid, you got this and that and the other. This looks like it could be one of the 100 that she's just grasping at straws. I don't know for sure, but step one isn't going her way. And that sucks. But does that change my mind? Should that change your mind the next time that this happens? This young lady and the Trevor Bauer incident that we hear about, should we assume now, based on the outcome of the Trevor Bauer incident, that the next young lady is lying? No, we shouldn't. I think we should go through this all over again, believing her until we have a reason not to. So yeah, for a guy like me, I'm not going to lie, and I'm not a female, but this is a little defeating, because you want to, when you just take that stance that, you know what, ladies, I'm going to believe you no matter what. And I have a feeling, and I could be wrong, I don't want to speak for females in the crowd, but if you see stuff like this go down, it's got to feel a little defeating, like, man, that's all we need. We're trying to turn a corner in this country where women are believed when they come forward with allegations of sexual assault. And, the Me Too movement, Cosby, Weinstein, the gymnastics thing, we've as a country, I think we are heightened and aware of what's at stake. And then when something like this happens, you're like, damn. I really hope this doesn't some of you might be on the fence about it. Some of you might be like, well, I don't believe all women. Or maybe I'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. And then something like this happens, you're like, see, this is why you can't believe women. And that's just the wrong attitude to have. By the way, all this proves is she wasn't granted a restraining order. I think we need to be really clear about that. This doesn't prove any overall criminal or civil impropriety. It just means that he's not a threat to her. So maybe I'm speaking out of turn by saying she might be the one swimming against the current of belief. Shelby, I am trying to process all of this and what we go through as a country like everybody else. And I'm trying to approach it from a male perspective, but one of empathy, sympathy, and maturity. And it's a slippery slope, because I understand that if I come on and say, well, some of the ladies in the chat might get triggered, might get offended. And that's the last thing I want to do. But, we've got to figure out how to process this. And I think that in a way, you kind of need one of these so that you can show people, listen, what she did is one item, but all these other women that came forward and were vindicated in court, those don't change because this one lady maybe wasn't telling the truth. So, White Magic said, my question is, what will this do for the perception of the Deshaun Watson case? This is a great question. It is a great question. And I think that the answer to that, White Magic, is that these are mutually exclusive. One has absolutely nothing to do with the other. One is what appears to be a consensual relationship gone awry. And Lisa said in the chat, he might need to be the one with getting a restraining order against her. If you've seen some of the text messages and other things that he's put out, it's very possible that would be the case. These things do exist. And it's not just women, but men that do these things as well. But I don't think this has anything to do with Deshaun Watson. Like literally nothing. And the reason it doesn't have anything to do with Deshaun Watson is because that is a whole different person. Those are all different circumstances. And it's 22 different circumstances. That's also the sad part, if we're being honest about the Deshaun Watson case. 22 women, 22 stories. 22 moments in their lives that maybe changed their life forever, and they're just now being lumped into something. Kind of sucks for them. Kind of not okay. Flip said, this is the type of woman that makes bad for the rest of them. Well, Flip, I think that's why you have to be cognizant of that fact, right? Like, Flip, I don't know what your nationality, your race, or any of that is. But, and I don't think you're saying that, I understand what you're saying, is she's fucking it up for the movement, for the cause, for Me Too, for advancing the awareness, understanding, and compassion that men in this country have against sexual assault victims, specifically females in this country. She's fucking this all up. Excuse my language. But I hope that we're mature enough to say, you know what? Just because she does it and did it doesn't mean everybody's like that. So Flip says he's Mexican. So Flip, I want to use that as an example, if you don't mind. As soon as I read that, my first thought is, thank Donald Trump. Painting with a broad brush that all Mexicans coming over are rapists and drug dealers and killers. And then they show on the news one guy, one Mexican who was crossed over illegally, raped and killed somebody. Does that mean that every person that comes over here, whether they follow the proper channels or not, is a rapist and a murderer? Absolutely not. It is human nature to make that assumption, but we know it's wrong, but we still do it anyways because it's convenient for us and our belief system to just go, hell, they're all like that. So I'm hoping that we don't allow that to be the case in this particular instance, because we've come too far as a country and we still have a long ways to go. But when you think about what life was like for women in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s, the 90s got better. 2000s are getting better. The Me Too movement of 2020s and calling Hollywood and men of power and their bullshit. We've made significant strides. So I hope this just doesn't stunt that growth. D-Mata said a lot of white people group us in that category, Barry. I understand, and that's my point. We know that's wrong. I get that. That's why I made the point. Let's not make that mistake with women. Flip said no, but we should try and stop as many as we can. I voted Trump. Well, first of all, I'm not surprised you voted Trump based on some of the comments that you've left in the chat. But I think you understand my point, regardless of what you believe. The point still stands. Flip. My wife's family, third or fourth, Vicente, you can tell me, 5th generation American, came over from Mexico. And I'm so glad that they did. These are good, decent folks. These are great people. They're great Americans. The guy in the chat that you see, Vicente Lucio, fought for this country as a Marine, did several tours. He's a police officer, a good, honest, decent police officer. But if you listen to some people, he shouldn't have never been here in the first place because his great-great-grandparents should have never have been allowed to be here because, quote, they're rapists and murderers. And I'm not going to get into these discussions with you, Flip, or anybody else about that stuff, but I'm bringing this back to the topic at hand. Because one woman may have stretched the truth for her own personal gain and benefit, or maybe didn't tell the truth for her own personal gain or benefit, does not change the plight, the story, and the facts of every other woman that has come forward. And we cannot, as good people, allow that to be the case. Junior said, actually, we've been here when Texas was still Mexico. You guys came later. Well, touche. Touche, Tony. I mean, Vicente, touche. Hey, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do so. We do have some deep philosophical discussions. That was sports adjacent. I mean, it's Trevor Bauer. No. It's a good discussion. It's okay. It wasn't maybe the most popular discussion, but it's a good discussion to have. It's necessary sometimes, and it's relevant. It's a relevant headline. It was on my list to talk about. I mean, where'd it go? Yeah, it was on my list on the that he wasn't going to take the stand. So it's a relevant thing. It's a relevant thing. And I'm never going to not have those discussions with you guys. Listen, I got to say something. I got to pat myself on the back for half a second. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to say who. This is going to carry me into something Barry on Deck related. The other day when I started ranting about getting vaccinated, I had a couple of people that were listening to the show that reached out to me and said, you know what? You've changed my mind. I'm going to go get vaccinated now. I wasn't going to do it, but after listening to you talk and the things that you said, changed my mind. Do you understand how wonderful that makes me feel? Because sometimes I feel like I have these discussions with you guys where we talk about these things, and I know some of you are just like, yeah, whatever. I don't give a shit. I'm not listening to you. Just say something funny, man. Entertain me. You're not telling me what I want to hear, so I don't want to hear this. I'm going to change the channel. I'm going to come back later. And my intent isn't that. It's just to create a more harmonious environment for all of us. So for a couple of people to reach out to me individually and say, you changed my mind. I'm going to go get vaccinated. It meant the world to me. And you know who you are. Thank you for sharing that with me. Because you could have just did it and not told me. But it means the world to me that you told me that. Thank you. Now, let me tell you this. It's also come to my attention that some folks are planning on being at the fantasy baseball live draft that are not vaccinated. I have been given names of folks who are planning on being there either Friday or Saturday. Again, I'm not going to put anybody's business out there, but I will be reaching out to you individually to let you know that I don't want you to come to the live draft if you're not vaccinated. And I'm not trying to be a dick. And if this runs you off from the show and you cancel your Patreon and you never come back, it was worth it. So I just want to be very clear. And I'm not angry. I'm just trying to be very persistent with this message. If you are not vaccinated, I'm not going to ask you for a card. I'm going to ask you to be honest and care about your fellow deckheads. But if you are not vaccinated, don't come to the draft tomorrow at Dan's Seafood and Wings on South Gessner. And don't show up on Saturday at Dan's Seafood and Wings on Uvalde. I don't care if you wear a mask. I don't care if you've not been around anyone that's had coronavirus. If you're not vaccinated, just stay home. That's all I'm asking. I don't ask you guys for a lot. I let you guys be who and what you are. But God damn it, have a little respect for the rest of us. I respect the fact that you don't want to get vaccinated. Don't come. I get it. Don't come. That's all. So if you get a message from me later, just know I know. And I'm going to ask you nicely. Don't show up. So, all right, let's get into some fun stuff. I got some cool things that we need to talk about. Now, we can do Jalen. Actually, I meant to get to this yesterday. If you don't know, Tom Brady came out and said, well, not came out and said, but he came out and did a commercial for Madden. He did a commercial for Madden. And I want to get your thoughts on this because I watched it once and I got to be honest with you. I thought it was all right. Tom Brady's been on a roll as far as fun and funny and cool things that he does. But I want to get you guys' thoughts on this. Tell me what you think of this new Tom Brady commercial for Madden. So I guess it's sitcom style.
Jules, what's up, bro? You ready to play? Braves. Coaching's overrated, bro. I know you still got it, Randy. Let's get back to playing. Willie Mack, Teddy, West, Ocho Cinco. I guess I'll just play online.
What? That was it? Who wrote that? I mean, I get it. I get it. It should have been so much funnier than it was. It could have been so much better than it was. I felt like it was basically a premise that they didn't finish fleshing out and get the full funny from. Maybe you could have had some of those people that you called actually in the commercial. Being like, Ocho, and he'd have been like, what? Who? Tom who? And you see Ocho Cinco on the beach or doing whatever or playing FIFA, EA FIFA or something else. What? I don't even like that game. Like, come on, man. You could have really done some funny stuff with this. But instead, it was just Tom making a bunch of calls. It's all right. Matt said that dude is a giant dork. I mean, he was supposed to look dorky. Look, I don't care whether you think she's hot or not. You start dating supermodels. You ain't all that dorky. Oh, look at this. Hey, shout out to OPB. Who's down with OPB? Yeah, you know me. He said Barry's departure sparked the end of 97.5. They should have never let you go. My man. You know who else agrees with you? My mortgage company, my light company, my car note, they all agree with you. They should have never. Appreciate you, buddy. Hey, thanks for stopping by the show. Make sure you subscribe. Don't forget to do that as well. We have a lot of fun. We wax poetic and talk philosophical, but we have a lot of fun, including the fact that I got a story from my comedy road trip with John Wessling to Cleveland, Texas last night that I don't think anybody's going to miss. Probably do that at the top of the hour. So stick around for that for sure. Alan said this isn't going to be a copyright strike, is it? Yeah, for sure. Totally getting a copyright strike for that when this show is over with. 100%. Uh-oh. Somebody said I'm taking Tom Brady. Houston Sports Show, you're taking Tom Brady slander too far. Oh, am I? Listen, Houston Sports Show, if that is your real name. Here's the problem with that commercial. If, as far as commercials go, that was very vanilla, missionary. That was Tom Brady with the Patriots commercial. I want Tom Brady drunk on a boat, throwing go routes to Gronk on another boat EA commercials. That was lame and tame and the same. What? Did I just rhyme? I think I should do a shot of Fireball for that. I'm feeling, we'll do a half shot. It wasn't that good. Cheers. Guys, it wasn't a great commercial. I expected a lot more. How is Tom Brady's Twitter and Instagram funnier than Tom Brady's EA Sports Madden commercials? How is that possible? It wasn't that good. I'm sorry. Toto Dallas said, I thought the commercial good, and I don't like Tom Brady, the player. Good? I'm the new Beastie Boys. So what you want? Robert said it wasn't that great. See, I agree. I mean, look, we could have came up with a better commercial than that. Tom Brady fails at nothing. He's adorbs. Oh my God. He can be adorable and just be bad at, and look, I'm not blaming Tom Brady, CC. Tom Brady didn't write that commercial. He read the script. They were like, okay, go out here and be like, Ocho, white receiver, right receiver, white tight end, white running back. They wrote that for him. I'm not blaming him. I'm just telling you, it wasn't all that. I understand that it was supposed to be cheesy, but if you're going to do that, you got to go over the top cheesy. It was supposed to be 90s TGIF sitcom. That's what it was. I mean, you can even see that they used that. That's that, what's it called? That's the, I mean, the music lets you know it's cheesy too. But like the fonts and everything, that's TGIF. What was that, what was the one with John Stamos? What was that? I don't remember what it was, but it was like that. Full House? Yeah, it was supposed to be like Full House, which also wasn't funny. So maybe they nailed it. I don't know. They should have gotten Peyton. Well, Peyton's not on the cover, but that probably would have made it better. Matt Poche said it started funny and fell apart. Okay. KD said that's still better acting than most of the Texans HEB commercials. Oh, 100%. 100%. Deshaun and D-Hop, not good. Off the field. In front of the camera, not good. I'll tell you who's done the best. Yeah, that was the Full House font. I'll tell you who's done the best HEB commercials to date. Well, actually, who's done the best in the HEB commercials. The funniest to me so far of all the Texans and Astros, do they even do Rockets? I don't think they do Rockets. But of all the Texans and Astros commercials that HEB has done in town, the best athlete, as far as acting and being funny goes, Bregman. Not JJ. I've seen one Alex Bregman HEB commercial when he was setting up the players with using food at the ballpark. The way he sold the joke to me was way better than anybody, including JJ. Now, the only good one that JJ... Oh, no, that was a Subway commercial. Never mind. Because I was like, oh, there was one where they had like a shop in their backyard where they sold sandwiches, but that was a Subway commercial. So it wasn't even that. So I'm going to go Alex Bregman. Go find it. Bregman likes cameras more than bats and balls. Okay. Settle down, Rangers fan. Look, your team has to be at least halfway decent for you to have a baseball opinion. Okay? So I'm going to need you to just zip. Shut up about baseball, Total Dallas. JJ had an ice cream one with his mom. Yeah, and it was lame. It wasn't that good. It wasn't. I didn't think it was funny. So there's your Tom Brady commercial. I wanted to get to that yesterday, but I did not. So let's talk about somebody else that's angry. Let's talk about somebody else that's a little upset with the world. What time is it? 2:52? I don't even need a break right now. I'm good. This man on your screen, Jalen Ramsey, is so ag at the whole interwebs right now. He's ag at his teammates. He's ag at Twitters. Here's what happened. So Paul Gutierrez of ESPN reported that Hunter Renfrow said at a press conference, if I can beat Jalen Ramsey, I can beat anybody in the NFL because he's one of the best. He beat me a couple of times today too. Now, I want you to understand what's happening here. This is not Hunter Renfrow throwing shade at Jalen Ramsey. This is Hunter Renfrow saying and acknowledging how good Jalen Ramsey is, and the fact that he was able to beat him on a route was basically substance for his qualifications as a wide receiver in the NFL. If I can beat this dude one-on-one in practice, I'm a decent receiver. I mean, he got me too, but I got him, guys. I'm actually legit. That's all he's saying. But if you look over here on the internet, Paul Gutierrez said Hunter Renfrow absolutely torches Jalen Ramsey, and trash talking from Raiders sideline ensues. Hunter Renfrow goes up high over Jalen Ramsey. Renfrow is killing Ramsey today. That was Levi Damian. Doug Kayed said Rams cornerback Jalen Ramsey is playing heavily in the slot today and has been burned by Hunter Renfrow multiple times. Renfrow then beats Ramsey deep after Gruden dialed one up. So things weren't going great for Jalen Ramsey. Hunter Renfrow probably shouldn't have said anything because you know a guy like Ramsey's going to be sensitive. Like, what do you mean you beat me? Excuse me, not a COVID cough. But Renfro's like, no, I was just trying to tell him, like, if I can hold my own against you, I'm good. And he's like, don't say that though. Don't say that. Hey, love you, Vicente. Thanks for stopping by, Junior. So this is what Jalen Ramsey says finally. Comes out on Twitter. Laughy face. Ha 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 ha. I can't believe that y'all believe half the BS that people say for clicks. Y'all got to know at this point and do better than that, LOL. It's all love. I ain't going to pop my shit, but just know I'm really the chosen one. Thank you, God. I get it. Ego. It sucks. That's how you get to be great. You have an ego. You have a desire to be the best. And when you're not, it's unacceptable. But he says, I can't believe y'all believe the BS that people say for clicks. And that would be the different Twitters that I just read from you, from Paul Gutierrez, Levi Damien, Doug Kayed, and Vic Tafur. But then if Hunter Renfrow is standing at the microphone, and telling you, I beat Jalen Ramsey, well, fam, at that point, it now becomes BS for clicks, and it now becomes reality. So then Ramsey doubles down on it, comes back and says, y'all enjoy y'all day, though, because I know I am, LOL. Even the haters, I still hope you enjoy your day and go make some money. I mean, that's a guy that's like, well, I'm probably not going to convince y'all otherwise, so I'll just call everybody haters, and then we'll be done with it. By the way, why is my eye red right there? What the hell? What's going on? That's weird. I got something in my damn eye. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, Shelby. His feelings got hurt. You made him look bad in public. It happens, though. You should, I feel like if you're confident in yourself, it's easier to come out and be like, yeah, y'all give my boy props. I'm the best cornerback on the planet. And that man got over on me, not once, but twice. What? It won't happen again, fam. It won't happen again. It won't happen again, mother. But at least be like, yeah, so my guy's it. Like, he beat me, but ain't nobody else beating me. Believe that. That's the best receiver in the NFL now. No, I don't have pink eye. Pink eye is in the eye. Pink eye is not on the eye. What the fuck is that, though? That's very concerning. I gotta look into that. Where's my phone at? Yeah, I should have wore goggles before I ate. Hey, what the hell was that? Oh, Kelly Eco said send the link. Okay. Let me copy this link for Kelly Eco. Sorry, guys. I thought this was taken care of. 2:58. Probably don't need a break today, though. So that's good. I don't have to pee yet. Let's see. Here you go. Yes, 3:30. So, confirmed, Kelly Eco will be joining us at 3:30. I really want to know what's going on with my eye, though. This is concerning. I'm sending this to Nora. Okay. That's weird. I wonder if the cat rubbed his butthole in my eye. What does it say? I'm going to go get stomped and riot, or okay. I don't know what that means, Jeff Bell. I don't know what that means. Oliver punched you in your sleep. No, he might have put his butthole on my face, though, and that gave me pink eye. All right. Hey, are you guys in the least upset about this current news? And by the way, we're going to talk Kevin Durant and Draymond Green. I'm probably going to save that for Kelly Eco. Might as well lump all the basketball there together. And I do have some non-sports stuff for you. Oh, including, well, you know what? It's almost 3:00. I got to send out a tweet real quick. Letting the general public know where to go. Huh? Yeah, just hang tight. Look, hour 2 starting now. About to tell a story from the road. Come have some fun with your sports talk. Look at that. All that typing didn't even look. Spelled D wrong. That's just a typo. It's not a misspelling. Oliver didn't fart in my face, Fidel. I mean, he might have. It's very possible he did. The microchip from your vaccine traveled from your arm to your eyes. It's so good. It's the aliens. It's the aliens. Okay, let me tell you my story from the road. So last night, John Westling and I had a gig in Cleveland, Texas. The metropolis that is Cleveland, Texas. That is considered East Texas, is it not? I don't know what that means. Just bought a CZ Bren 2. What the fuck does that even mean? CZ Bren 2. I don't know what that means. Oh, that's a gun. That's a nice gun, White Magic. That looks like that stupid gun that nobody used in Call of Duty. So, Shelby, you from Cleveland, Texas, or what? So Westling and I had a gig. I got it through an email. Guy was like, I need a headliner and a feature. And I was like, well, my buddy's a headliner, but, he'll feature. He's like, all right. So we go out and do the gig. It's at the American Legion in Cleveland, Texas. And we pull up and we're like, oh, the sign. So we're pulling in. We're pulling into the American Legion, and they've got one of those old school signs, the big, like a rectangle square that lights up, that's got the arrow with the bulbs on it and points. And it says, tonight, 8/18, 3 comedians. Except it's not spelled comedians, it's spelled comedians. But there's also no E, so it's comedians. So they literally, tonight, 3 comedians. What? So we are immediately like, well, this is going to be great. 3 comedians. So we get there and we walk in, and the very first thing that you notice is that there's no rules on not smoking in the place. There's a lot of cigarette smoke in the air, and there's nobody there yet. Now, normally that would bother me, but I was like, whatever. It's fine. So we get to the bar and we start drinking, and we're waiting to go up. And everything's going. I mean, everybody's super nice. Super nice. Very nice people. Salt of the earth, nice people. And we had this guy show up named Waldo, who was on Cleveland radio, and he was a good dude. Westing said it smelled like it's been smoked in continuously since 1945. Yeah, for sure. So we meet a guy named Waldo, he's on the sign, by the way. They don't put my name. They don't put John Wesling's name. They put, on one side it says 3 comedians. On the other side it says comedians, Waldo. We're like, what the? Okay. So we meet Waldo, great dude. He's going to do some time in front of us. Cool. The more time he does, the less time we have to do. I'm good with that. Everybody's super nice. The commander of the American Legion's name is Brandon? Bobby? I don't remember. I should know because he comes up to me right away. He walks right up to me and he goes, hey, Bill, good to meet you. And I was like, nope. He was so confident. Hey, Bill, good to meet you. Big fan, Bill. Huge fan. Big fan. Love your work, Bill. I watched it all online. Did you? So, look at Cece. Come on, guys. I'm taking Cece on the road with me. The commander. God damn it. Oh, it was Commander Bobby. That's what it was. Commander Bobby goes, hey, Bill, good to meet you. And I was like, nope. So then he's like, John? Well, before John looks at me, he goes, John. Like, you're not fucking my name up, pal. Put some respect on it. So we're all good. The bartender's name is Anson. He's been fired. He had first night back in a year. He said he's been fired from this American Legion 6 times. And we're like, how bad do you have to be to get fired from a bar in the American Legion? And they'll bring you back. And Westling had the line of the night because we're talking. He's like, yeah, I'm a Marine. And Wesling's like, oh, Semper fired. Oh, come on. Chef's kiss amazing. Semper fired. Oh, God. I love John Westling. So, John's on stage. And he does this funny thing where he's talking and he goes, hey, I don't know, there was kids and then there wasn't kids. And, he didn't want to curse in front of the kids. But eventually the kids leave and he's like, all right, kids are gone. Who's got titties on their phone? Somebody show me some titties on their phone. And the whole room is silent. And this one lady goes, I do. I was like, what the fuck? One lady in the room had titties on her phone. So I'm talking to Anson, the bartender. By the way, fuck you, Clarence. No one thinks you're a chef. So I'm talking to Anson. And Anson goes, John says something about smoking weed, being in the Marines or something. And Anson goes, man, you want to hear something crazy? I'm like, yeah. He goes, brother, I enlisted in the Marines on Friday the 13th. I was like, no shit. He's like, yeah. Also, it was 420. Huh? Isn't that wild? And I was like, what? I enlisted on Friday the 13th, and it was also 420. Anson, I don't think you know how dates work, bro. I don't think you know how a calendar works. No, he meant the date, 420. He didn't mean the time. It's insane. Absolutely insane. So, Wesling's still doing his thing, and they have a little buffet set up. It wasn't 4:20 p.m. Oh my God, you guys. You guys, really? I just almost don't even want to finish this story because you guys are like, he meant 4:20 p.m. No, he didn't. You fucking... Are you guys related to Anson? How fucking dumb are you guys? Oh my God. You know what? Fuck this story. Fuck y'all. Fuck this story. Let's just go into something else. Oh my God. You guys sometimes are... I feel like some of you would go to an orgy and be like, these sheets aren't comfortable. Just enjoy the fucking story. I'm not even going to finish now. I don't even want to fucking finish. Fuck. Oh my God. Okay, let's just go do something else. Sometimes, I know you guys want to be funny or practical, but Jesus fucking Christ. All right, let's talk about something else. Did you know? There is a story out. There is an article out. And I'm not making this up. This is not according to me. This is science, people. New York Post science. Video gaming is virtually exercise. Yeah, I said it. Video gaming is virtual exercise. The game platform Stakester has revealed in a new study that 2 hours of gameplay burned about 420 calories in men and 472 calories in women. Yeah. So from now on, when Nora comes in and be like, are you playing video games? No, I'm working out. I feel like I should have burned a lot more than that, though, because in Warzone, I never stopped. I wasn't a camper. I was always running. Yeah. I feel like that. And by the way, still, no one's ever thanked me for my Warzone service to this day. I still had to pay a fee to get in the American Legion. Should have been let in for free. I feel like Verdansk is a foreign country, and I should have been let in for free. So it says that's as good as performing a staggering 1,000 sit-ups. Will burn the same amount of calories as people do playing video games for 2 hours, which doesn't explain why a lot of you guys still look like you do. But this is just according to the science. 50 volunteer gamers were hooked up to smart devices that tracked their heart rate and energy consumption while playing 2 different video games, FIFA and Call of Duty Warzone, for 2 hours. And then they did sit-ups. No, not all 1,000. Results show that male gamers burned on average 210 calories an hour, and women burned about 236 during 1 hour of gameplay. I like it. Previous studies have shown marginal cognitive benefits to gaming, such as improved focus or spatial reasoning, and its potential as a diagnostic tool, including for autism spectrum disorder in kids and Alzheimer's in adults. So, it says, despite countless hours spent seated in front of the game, esports players are notably fit compared to the general population. So here's the deal. From now on, I'm going to get rid of the treadmill, and I'm just going to tell Nora we're just going to buy some more gaming consoles, Xboxes, and we're just going to replace it all. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Speaking of gaming, did you guys hear this? That by the way, this game got me back into gaming. I had a PlayStation. I really didn't play it a whole lot, but Fallout was a game that somebody had said, I was like, man, I'm bored. I never used this PlayStation. I've had this forever. I would play like MLB The Show and Madden for like 1 week. And then I would just get absolutely sick of Madden. This is whack. But I would play some MLB The Show and stuff like that. But then somebody was like, you should try Fallout 4. And I loved it. It was so fun. So now, and then once I played Fallout, I played The Witcher. Oh my God, I loved both. And then I was like, all right, I'm hooked. I want to play games all the time. This is way too much fun. I had no idea all of this existed. I was only just a sports video game guy, but now I love those kinds of games. Well, they are actually making a show. Amazon will be making a show, and it's Fallout. And they were talking about it. And so one guy asked, he said, what's great about Fallout is that it's an open world franchise. So the stories lines that you can put into a show about Fallout are pretty much limitless. And he asked, what kind of stories can we expect from Fallout? And he asked, this was Lisa Joy, who is the writer, director, and producer of the new Fallout series coming to Amazon. She was also known for Donnie Darko and The Matrix, Arrival and Annihilation, Planet of the Apes, and The Prestige. She's also teaming up with people that did, where was the other one? Westworld. So her response to kind of the open world Fallout stuff, she said, we're producing it for these two brilliant writers, and the world that they're making is so gonzo and so fucking crazy That's her words, not mine. It's just ridiculously baller, and I can't wait. It's totally irreverent and mad and humorous and just insane. It's just insane. Look, I thought that The Witcher on Netflix was going to suck. Because I was like, the game was so good. This is probably going to suck. But The Witcher was actually really good. I enjoyed it. Dimana said, is The Witcher based on the TV series? No, the game was based on books. So the game, The Witcher, the game was based on books, and then they turned it into a TV series. So I'm hoping the same results comes from Fallout. Because we've seen a few things a few video games get turned into shows, and they don't always pan out and whatnot. But I'm really looking forward to this because Fallout made me love video games again. Fallout made me want to play again. That was so much fun. I like every 6 months, I'll just kind of Google Fallout 5. When's it coming? I'm ready. I want to go play. I'm not the kind of guy that can go back and play a series again. Like once I do the game and finish it, I don't want to play it again. I tried to do that with The Witcher. I tried to do that with Fallout. Far Cry. They're fun, but I don't want to play them again. So make new ones. I don't even go back and play like what's it called? Assassin's Creed. And they pump those out, so that's good. But I love the Assassin's Creed series. This last one was whack. I tried to do it online and stream it. It was terrible. It was awful. Awful. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm ready for a Fallout show. I'm actually ready for it. All right, let's get to this. So White Magic asked me about this. He wanted my opinion of my 2 cents. Oh, actually, you know what? I meant to save that for Kelly Eco. Yeah, we're going to save that for Kelly Eco. But we're going to talk about that. I don't know if you guys saw the clip, or there's like a 30-minute show. It's called Chip. It's Draymond's podcast / YouTube show. He had Kevin Durant on, and they talked about the incident like in the Clippers game when they screamed at each other and the fallout of that. No pun intended. So I'll ask Kelly Eco his opinion on that when he joins me at 3:30, which he will do. In the meantime, I don't know if you heard this. Where's all my first take? Is that what? Yeah, First Take. Where's all my First Take fans at? Huh? Where are my married people at? Oh wait, Jess said I should play Oblivion. It was way better than Skyrim. Is that Skyrim? Is that Elder Scrolls? I tried to play Skyrim or Elder Scrolls or whatever the hell that is. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. It was stupid. I kind of need some guns and stuff. That's why I really liked Warzone. Because Warzone was like something new every time, even though it was kind of the same guns and stuff. You could, do new guns and new loadouts and all that. But the battle itself was always different. It was always something new. There were always people better than you could get better at. And it was always just a new thing every time. So yeah, let's talk First Take. Might be the last take. Haha, see what I did? Because so Kellerman is out, apparently. They're expecting him. They wrote an article in the New York Post. They're expecting him to be removed. And a lot of people think it's because of Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith got that $60 million deal with ESPN to be the kind of the face of ESPN. And a lot of people are saying, hey, look, Stephen A. doesn't like him, doesn't want him there. So he gone. Now, he's not gone from ESPN. They're talking about putting him on radio in the morning with, was it Keyshawn? Yeah, with Keyshawn Johnson. So he's going to do national morning radio with Keyshawn, and he's doing some other things. If you don't know, Max Kellerman has a boxing background. He used to be a boxing analyst for ESPN. That's how he started. Self-made guy. Started as a boxing analyst and then kind of moved into Around the Horn. I think he was the host of Around the Horn. And then he started doing some other things, covering some other sports, and then ended up getting First Take. I'll be honest, and I shouldn't be judgy. I know there are a ton of people that don't like my style, that don't like what I do, that don't like what I get it. It's all subjective. So I'm going to be subjective in this, but I got to be honest with you. Max was never really my flavor. I didn't like what he did. I didn't like his style. I didn't like the way he presented his argument. Not that I love the way Stephen A. Smith does it either. But Max, to me, it was like there was this contrast that didn't fit between Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman. Max almost seemed like, I always felt like, and this is true for both of them in a way, but I never really felt like Max Kellerman wrote his own takes. Like when I sit down and do this show, you may think I'm a fucking idiot. Excuse my language. You may think I'm a moron. You may think I don't know what I'm talking about or that my opinions are stupid when it comes to sports. But they're mine and they're honest. I don't rely on someone else to write my takes for me. I don't rely on someone else to tell me what to say. And also, as tends to be the case, say, in, I don't know, radio, where most of the guys you're listening to, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, folks, most of the guys on the radio aren't giving you their opinion. They're reading an article that a writer wrote, and they're formulating an opinion based on that writer's opinion. They may take 100% of what that writer said and make it theirs. They may take 70% of it and put a slight spin on it to make it theirs. But a lot of guys in radio either just don't watch sports, don't care, aren't good at formulating their own thoughts and opinions, don't have the confidence in themselves to give you their honest thoughts and opinions, or they're just bad at it. That's exactly what it is, dude. Lazy content thieves. I mean, sports talk radio guys are like the TikTok of entertainment media. Right? Like TikTok, you'll say one good idea and then everybody copies it to get likes and followers. That tends to go on in that business. It's a fact. Just, I know. I worked with a bunch of them. I know a bunch of them. A lot of those guys like one sport, but don't keep up with the others, or let's just trust me. But I feel like when it comes to Max Kellerman, the problem with Max is he lacked any substance, and he lacked the spontaneity and the ability to match energy, volume, and intensity with Stephen A. Smith. Whether you think Stephen A. was right or wrong, if you're just like, and maybe it's had something to do with, look, Stephen A.'s the man. This is his show. I don't want to ruffle his feathers by going at him the way I want to. But that's the point of the show. So, I don't know. I'm not going to miss. I mean, you could get rid of the whole show. I wouldn't give a shit. That show in general I don't watch that show. Every once in a while, I'll be laying in bed working, and I'll be like, I'm going to turn the TV on, see what's going on. And I'll put it on, and they'll ask a question. And sometimes I'm like, that's a good question. Maybe I'll bring that up on the show today. 99%. And if I do, in all fairness, if I do, I don't use their takes. But I'll say I was watching Sit Down or Get Up or First Take or whatever the shows are called. First Mistake. And they asked this question. Here's what I think. And I'll give you guys what I think. That's right. F that show. Watch BOD. Are they on right now? Is that it? I think the Astros are playing right now. Do we have an Astros update, by the way? I feel like the Astros are playing right now. Let's see. Astros tied 3-3, top of the 7th. Oh, snaps. Altuve at the plate. I'll keep that up and give you guys an update. Anyways, so Max Kellerman out. Who would you like to see, chat? Huh? I'll tell you what the plan is. What they're saying is going to happen is that instead of coming up with a permanent replacement for Max Kellerman, I need to get me a little screen here. I feel like I had one. I don't know what I did with it, but I pop my peas a lot, and that's not okay. Who would you like to see replace Max Kellerman if you had your choice? So what they're going to do, like Fred and Friends, they're not going to replace him with a one person. They're going to actually just put a rotation of people in that they can come in and yell with Stephen A. Smith for a day or a take or a segment. I don't know. They're just going to grab people off the set. Hey, are you done analyzing football? Come on over here and argue with Stephen A. Smith about football. I don't know. Terrence said replace the whole show. Scott said better late than never. Well, of course, Scott. Better late than never. Hit that thumbs up, player. Don't forget. Don't forget your boy. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Hey, now would be a good time also. Now would be a good time for me to tell you guys about Dan's Seafood and Wings. If you want the best seafood in the city of Houston, get your booty over to Dan's. It's super simple. 2 locations for you. One on South Gester, on the southwest side of town. One on Uvalde on the northeast side of town. 2 locations. 1 great seafood menu. Eatatdans.com. You can go see what they have. I'm telling you right now, I've had a plethora of seafood items on their menu. They have hooked us up on Super Bowl, when I did the Super Bowl show, other times that crawfish, during crawfish season when it first started. If you want the best seafood in Houston, you're going to go to Dan's Seafood and Wings. They got the boiled spicy shrimp. Nora won't eat shrimp anywhere else. And she just won't do it. I know, CC, I cannot wait until tomorrow as well. I'm so looking forward to this. I hope some of you are bringing your appetite. If you've never eaten at Dan's, just you wait. You're going to love it. Francisco loves the lo mein. Everybody that's eaten at Dan's, everybody has said how much they loved it. I don't know one person yet that's been like, Dan's was gross. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. Put that on your phone, eatatdans.com, bookmark it. Go follow them on Instagram at eatatdans. Check out some of the food. When you see it, you're going to love it. Even Amos and D. Mata and me and Jenny, his mom, all hung out at Dan's on Uvalde before we did the whiskey tasting. And Amos got the wings and said, wings were legit, nice and crispy. All the food's delicious. All of it's amazing. Do yourself a favor. Go to eatatdans.com. Follow him on Instagram at eatatdans. I'll see you Friday or Saturday when you can put some Dans in your mouth. All right, back to the show. Oh, yeah, Donna said I love any of the college game day guys. Boy, I don't know if that would be a strong enough personality to put against Stephen A. Smith. I feel like you got to really have somebody that's willing to raise their voice, that's willing to be, what's it called? Belittled, talked down to. Because Max looked like he would fold sometimes. When Stephen A. would start saying little shitty things about him, Max Kellerman, you said, and then he would just go in on him with his dumb shit. I don't do a good Stephen A. Smith. Joel does a great Stephen A. Smith. I don't do a good one. But then you could just see Max being like, well, okay, he's the $60 million guy. I'm just along for the ride. No, dude, yell at that dude. I wanted Max just one time to be like, would you shut the and just lose it. Just absolutely lose his mind. I am so sick of your and then they just start beeping it. Beep. He's just flipping tables. I am so just crumbling up the show notes. You are the worst, you big-headed, arrogant, egotistical, ugly-faced, loud-mouthed, yelling, uneducated. Like, I mean, he's not uneducated. Stephen A. Smith's smart. But just go off. Oh, I wanted that. Never got it. Because Stephen A does that. You said this was going to happen. You were stupid. That was the dumbest take I've ever heard. He also must not listen to his own takes, but I just wanted Max to lose his shit one time, one day. But he's like, nope. I'm just happy to be here. Whatever you say, Stephen A., that's not true. I didn't say it that way. But you know what? Whatever. This is a check. This is a good check. I would pay Kellerman's bell in that regard. Michael Irvin versus Stephen A. Smith would be pretty interesting. Yeah, that would be pretty interesting. But I think you got to have somebody call him on his shit. You really do. You got to have somebody that's going to be like, hey, dude, you say the most outlandish things that nobody believes. Do you believe these? Who's writing these for you? I mean, I would say stuff like that to him. You want to get flamboyant and crazy? Let's go. I'm happy to do that with you. I will match your level of intensity and bullshit. Now, Eric, this is a whole other ball of wax. Eric says, my other question is, why does ESPN put them on the UFC pay-per-view fights? They look so stupid talking about the UFC because they don't know what they're saying. My nose is itching. Somebody out there talking shit about me. My nose is itching. It's probably Max Kellerman. Jerk. I totally agree with that take, Eric. 100%. There's no reason Stephen A. Smith should be talking boxing or UFC. Max Kellerman on boxing, done, famo. He knows his shit. But ESPN has a ton of talent at their disposal in regards to the UFC and MMA that they can bring in to talk. Why are you putting Stephen A. I'll tell you why they're putting Stephen A. Smith on there. Because they think it's going to sell pay-per-views and drive up interest because everyone loves Stephen A. Smith. Everyone doesn't love Stephen A. Smith. Everyone loves the things he says because it drives clicks and discussions and interest and debate and arguments. It's not that he's makes great points and knows his stuff. Now, basketball-wise, he was a really good basketball writer. He knows basketball to a certain level. But nobody's going to Stephen A. Smith for content on MMA. Nobody. But they got to justify $60 million over 4 years. So they're going to put him on everything. And he's confident, dude. He's a cocky guy. I know sports. It can't be that hard. It's a little punching, a little kicking. Put me next to Teddy Atlas. I'll show him how to throw a jab. I'll never forget that as long as I live. I'll never forget that as long as I live. There was a boxing match on ESPN. I don't remember what it was. But Teddy Atlas and Stephen A. Smith are on camera having a jab off. They're having a jab off on camera. He's like, no, you got to snap the jab out. And Teddy Atlas is like, you don't know about snapping the jab. Stephen A's like, yes, I do. And they're stepping in front of each other for camera time. And they're both going, bam, 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 bam. It was the most ridiculous shit I have ever seen on my TV. These two grown-ass men, one of them definitely knows a lot about boxing. The other one wants you to think he does. And that's the one trying to teach America how to throw a jab. It was the most ridiculously hilarious thing I've ever seen in my whole life. What's up, FBE? Good to see you, buddy. Like, dude, if you're on a show with someone that knows more than you, let them know more than you. When we did The Usual Suspects, when Joel would talk basketball, I had my opinions. But when it came down to matter-of-fact things about basketball and about the business, I let him go. That's you. You do your thing. It just doesn't make sense. Eric said, listen, I turned off my TV when that happened. Oh, what? You missed the one good thing. I wasn't changing the channel at that point. Watch, I'm like, hey, get out of my way. No, you get out of my way. Like, what is happening? These two morons. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. That dude did a General Hospital? No, you are lying to me, FBE. I'll get the copyright strike for that shit. Are you serious? Stephen A. Smith. Oh, it comes up. This checks out, people. March 24th, 2016. I think we need to watch this. Yeah, we're definitely watching this. Hold up, famo. Let me pull this down here. Let me get this ready for views. What's going on with my mouse? My mouse got all squirrely on me. What the hell? What the fuck is going on with my mouse? There we go. Okay. I haven't watched this. I don't know how this is going to go. This is going to be very, very interesting, but we're about to watch it together. Oh, Max Kellerman did a rap video, Wallace? What? No, Kelly's not waiting. He hasn't joined yet. He might have texted me. Kelly Eco of the Athletic is going to join me in a little bit. This is from earlier with my eye. Little inception for you. That's pretty hot. I'm going to send that to Nora, and she'll never want to look at me again. What's it called? Okay. So let's watch this Stephen A. Let's see. Let me merge over here. This is it. Okay. FBE, this checks out. He said, would I lie? Yo, we're about to watch this. Here we go. You ready? All right. Oh, this is so great. This is so great. What is this? What is he playing? Uh-oh. What is he playing, FBE? Do we know? Do we know what he's playing? Wow. Wow. I'm not going to lie. Wasn't bad. He wasn't a bad actor. Oh, you can't hear? You guys couldn't hear that? Really? Hold up. Damn it. You guys couldn't hear that? Hold on. Let me go back. Oh, wow. You got no audio. What the hell's going on? Well, that sucks. Let's see here. Let's try this. No, I can't get audio on there. Let me go to my assets. Where's my desktop capture? Huh. Oh, well. He actually didn't do that bad. I'm not going to lie. Not too shabby. I wonder now, does that come on ABC? That would be interesting. Is this how they're also justifying his $60 million by making him do General Hospital? FBE said, according to my mom, who watches it religiously, he's an advisor and insider for the local crime lord. I wonder if that's an ABC thing where they're like, well, apparently he was on there a few times. I found another scene. I wish you guys could hear the audio. He really didn't do that bad of a job acting. Damn it, I wish I could find it. I'm letting it run while I try to figure out. I hate this sideways bullshit. Assets, where's it? Oh. I don't know where it's at. That sucks. You don't know me. You guys should hear him, though. This is outstanding. Yep. All right. Well, that ain't going to work. Oh, well. Well, we tried. Got to check it out, though. Narrated for us. He's like, I don't know. It wasn't that bad. I'm not going to lie. I wish I could play I wish I could save it. I would just download it for you guys. Yeah, well, save as. Hold up. Oh, that's HTML. No, I don't want to save it as HTML. I'd play it that way. Walt said he acts every day on ESPN. Yeah, that was the opening line. He goes, damn, they lost. I didn't see that happening. Get that little sports extra in there. That's hilarious. I wonder why I can't play audio in a browser. You guys don't know how disappointed I am in that. I feel like I should be able to do that. Oh, no, that's not it. It should totally have been playing. Let's see. Hold on. Does this work?
So the office is all taken care of?
Wired for sound.
Oh, you guys can hear that, huh?
You'll hear every single word he says.
Can y'all hear Stephen A right there? It took lessons on Barry's lip reading. I think I got it now. I think if I do it this way, you guys can hear it. Yeah, could y'all hear that just then? Come on, chat. Hurry up. This is going to be an awkward podcast today. I think this will work. All right, let's try this. Here we go. Okay. So this is a replay. We'll start this over. This is Stephen A. Smith on General Hospital. Take 3. Damn, they lost. It's not bad. Hey, his name is Brick Tamlin. That would be outstanding. Brick. Oh. He looks serious. Oh. You don't know me. All right, one more time. This is such a fucking nightmare. All right, let's try it one more time.
Damn, they lost.
There we go.
Whoa, I didn't see that happen.
Brick!
His name is Brick.
Thanks for doing this.
Your preferred client. I'm always happy when I get your call.
So the office is all taken care of?
Wired for sound, ready to go. You'll hear every single word he says. Just need access to a cell.
Okay, my source inside the courthouse got a hold of Hornsby's schedule from his assistant. He's on his way here. How do you want to handle that?
I'll go in now. You don't know me. Just try to separate the DA from his phone.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, that wasn't bad, fam. Right? If we're being honest, that wasn't bad. He didn't do a terrible job of acting on that. I mean, it's a soap opera. It wasn't terrible. FBE. I'm sorry it took that long to get the audio worked out. This is what happens when you don't have a producer. Yeah, I'm saying KD didn't do a bad job. He sounded like he was reading it. He didn't sound like he was reading in front of the class. See, that's a problem when you put actors. KD knows. KD's an actor. I'm telling you, a lot of folks nut up and freeze up on that. They're like, I understand. Wow, I cannot believe they lost. Amazing. You tell me what's the plan. We will go in. I have the whole office wired for sound. Let's just play it by ear. Could be bad. Trey needs work. Yeah, I can't afford a producer. Okay? You guys got to stop throwing out producer. Unless someone was willing to do this 100% for free to learn OJT, yeah, I can't afford. I got to do it myself. It's just not going to happen. So there's we got way off into a rabbit hole with that. Thanks a lot, FBE. I don't know why my balls itch so bad. Jeez, somebody's talking about me. That's the new one. Save your nose itching when you're like, oh, my nose is itching. Someone's talking about me. Now I'm be like, my balls are itching. Someone's masturbating to my photo. That's not what that means at all. Yeah, it wasn't bad soap opera acting. I agree, Katie. I agree. All right, what else are we talking about? I don't think... It doesn't look like Kelly's going to join us. Carter, thank you for the $1 Venmo, buddy. Carter Bryant sent me $1. He said, here's gas money to the next Legion gig. Oh, that's outstanding, Carter. Good to see you, buddy. That's funny stuff. All right. Where are we going here? Sports. We did the Kellerman thing. I got the fallout in. We got that done. I mean, we knocked out a lot today. Let's make some nerds mad. 15 minutes left in the show. Actually, 10. By the way, I want to point out, no break today. Didn't have to pee. Thank you. Can you give it up for my bladder? Let's go, fam. No break today. No go. I should have taken one as soon as you guys started ruining my story with your stupid ass takes in the chat. Listen, from now on, lesson learned. When I tell a story, I'm just closing the chat. I don't want to hear what you have to say in the middle of my story. And then, because some of y'all, I love you to death, but you say some of the dumbest things. And then I'm like, what? I'm working here. Let me try to be funny. You be funny later. I think my stream thing is messed up over here. Good. Oh, yeah, Max's rap video. We got to look that up. Does Max Kellerman really have a rap video? Max Kellerman rap video. Is this a real thing? Is this a real thing, Wallace? Max Kellerman, the pale rapper. Oh my God. Oh, look, we show up on live. Oh, look at that. Fancy pants. Y'all, gang, famo, chiefs, princesses. I found the Max Kellerman rap video. We're definitely doing this. Copyright strike be damned. We're definitely doing this. Is it worse than snow? You be the judge. Look at this shit. So first of all, that's Max Kellerman on your screen there. That's Max Kellerman. So here we go. Is he the best? Absolutely not. But let's not act like he is Ren and 10, the hip hop Dalmatians. We haven't listened to it yet. I got to make sure I get the audio right on this. I'm not going through this again. If this doesn't work first time, fuck it. We'll do it live. Let's see here. Oop. Look, they're showing us off down here. Look at that. Look at what? Yeah, I do need to get to that story. All right, we're just going to do a quick snippet. This is 1 minute. Let's go.
New York's a state, my city's in. A man who I hate, I pity him like a Branch Davidian. Got skills, got stamina, got hands of stone like the champ from Panama. Bodies drop for body shots, cause I could box. No need for clocks or karate chops. So if you wanna see who the best be, come and test me, come and test me, come and test me. Got stardom, fuck, get stuck from the trunk to the big bull yard in the South Bronx. My flavor's good, my flavor's good. Here, city, you're nothing but my neighborhood. New York, so nice, got named twice, and I'm harassing punks like Mike Tyson.
A lot of boxing references. No surprise there.
Though my skin is European, hit your man with a hook in the head. Don't even jab it. And beat you with just my left hand like Jim Abbott. It gets scarier and scarier. Got props on every block of the Triborough area. King of my concrete jungle. Rumble, young man, rumble.
Okay.
Rumble, young man, rumble.
It could have been worse. All right, I'm not going to lie. Was it great? No. Was it good? No. It was above average. It wasn't bad. I really expected bad. He was on beat. He had some lyrics. Some of it was kind of corny. You could tell he was trying too hard. It wasn't bad, though. It wasn't bad. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I can't believe it. It wasn't bad. Philip Barnard, Heartthrob Official. What the Kellerman? He ain't got no boom boom, though. Well, my name is Boom Boom, and I'm here to say I'm the favorite cracker rapper from around the way. Okay. I've gone too far. I have said too much. That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad at all. Lyrically, I give it the beat was old school 90s boom bap, right? That's old school New York boom bap. You're going to get that. Gotta get that. Gotta get that. Gotta get. Clarence says it's better than 97% of rap out there today. Well, I'm not gonna go that far. What I'm gonna say is this. I was expecting disaster. I was pleasantly surprised. My hat's off to Max Kellerman. It could have been a lot worse. He didn't embarrass himself. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. He'd be Lil Max. Yeah, Amos, that's right. Amos said that was the New York flow back. That was that boom bap. That's what it was. That's how you rapped. He fit in. It was very, I don't know. Some of it was kind of corny. New York, so nice they named it twice. We're not breaking any ground here. You know what I mean? No one's going to be like, damn, that Max Kellerman, one notch below Lil Wayne. Yeah. It wasn't. But it wasn't bad. I was like, oh my God. You mean the guy that gets bullied by Stephen A. Smith on the sports show is rapping? It's got to be like, hello, well, my name is Max, and I'm here to say I've got the boxing knowledge, okay? I'm going to give you a take or two, and if you don't like it, eat my doo-doo. I don't know. That's what I was expecting. Instead, we got pretty decent. Not bad, Max. All right, I got to get to this before. I promised it. It's the main thumbnail of the show. I cannot end this show without talking about it. Draymond Green has a show called Chip, where he discusses having a chip on your shoulder, going after things because he plays with a chip on his shoulder. Well, he had Kevin Durant on Chip. And they talked about their big, well-known feud that occurred in the Clippers game a couple years ago that was kind of the tipping point to causing their relationship to sour and causing Durant to want out of Golden State. Now, this is a long quote, but I'm going to read it because this is directly from the video, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. So Draymond Green asked Kevin Durant on the show, how much did our argument against the Clippers drive you to ultimately leave the Warriors? I think it's very important you understand the question. How much did our argument against the Clippers on the court drive you to ultimately leave the Warriors? I think that's a great question to ask. I like the fact that he asks it. He's not shying away from it. And remember, in that game, there was a big turnover that Draymond Green committed that started the whole thing because Durant wanted the ball and was open. And you've got Steph and Clay, and there's Draymond turning the ball over. Like, what are you doing? You shouldn't even have the ball in your hands at this point. So I'm sure he got defensive. He plays with a chip on his shoulder. I'm sure he got defensive. So that's the question. So keep that in mind as you listen to this answer from Kevin Durant, who said on the program, quote, it wasn't the argument. It was the way that everybody, Coach Steve Kerr, acted like it didn't happen. Bob Myers, who's their general manager, Bob Myers then tried to just discipline you and think that would put the mask over everything. I really felt like that was such a big situation for us as a group. We had to get that shit all out. I remember watching The Last Dance, and when Scotty didn't go into the game, the whole team in the locker room said, Scotty, that was fucked up that you did that. Kevin Durant continued and said, we needed that at that moment. We needed that. We just needed to throw all that shit out on the table and say, yo, Dre, K, that was fucked up that we even had to go through that. Let's go wipe our hands with that and go finish the task. Durant continued, I don't think we did that. We tried to dance around it. Just didn't like just the vibe between all that. It just made shit weird to me. I'd rather us be who we say we are. Family first. Communication is key. Like, all right, we didn't show that, and that's what rubbed me the wrong way more than anything. Now, the crazy thing is Draymond Green goes on to say, and I quote, in my opinion, after year 2, you were over it. You were done with it, and you were on to the next thing. But we had the opportunity to three-peat, and in my mind, what brought you back to Golden State for year 3 was just the opportunity to three-peat. But it didn't feel right for you anymore. And Durant kind of acknowledged that. Also, something interesting that came out of this was what Draymond, they basically called him into a room and were like, you know, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. We're going to suspend you, this and that. And Draymond basically told him, y'all are, this is Draymond Green talking to the Golden State Warriors about what happened and how they're handling it, forcing Draymond to go apologize in a certain way and not really addressing the situation. It says the very next morning, so he said, after making their way back from LA, the Warriors front office pulled Green into an hour and 45-minute meeting. They tried to feed Draymond an apology that he was supposed to deliver to KD directly. However, Draymond said he would not do that and would sort things out between Durant and himself his way. The very next morning, they called him in again to talk to him and tell him to do that same apology. It was then that Green told the front office, quote, y'all about to fuck this up. The only person that can make this right is me and Kay, and y'all are going to fuck this up. So now you're up to speed. I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting that you've got a couple of different personalities, but superstar level guys in Draymond Green and Kevin Durant who knew there was an issue. Right? I mean, you know when things are dysfunctional. I've been on teams of people before. You acknowledge, all right, this is dysfunctional, but we're going to figure it out. We're going to work it out. That's what happened with the usual suspects. Me and Joel were dysfunctional. We were way worse than Draymond Green and Kevin Durant when we first started. Throw Nick in the mix. It was just a weird dysfunctional thing, but we slowly figured it out. If management would have been trying to manipulate this, it would have been way worse. But we got it together. We figured it out. And that's where the true chemistry started to build. And that's the rest is history for that show. And that's the only thing I can relate it to is you got two guys. You can't tell Draymond he's an alpha. You can't say, listen, go to him and say this. First of all, it's not going to work because Kevin Durant's going to know that ain't Draymond saying that. Bro, somebody wrote that for you, which is what you see all the time. Okay, when the camera goes hot, you're going to read this message, memorize it, say it. It's going to look like it came from you. We're going to use a lot of buzzwords that we know you don't know, but we're going to say them anyways because it matters. It's going to look good publicly, blah, 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 blah. They tried to handle what happened between Draymond and KD like it was a public thing when really it happened on the court, but this needed to be handled internally and it needed to be handled by the players. So at the end of the day, they tried to, let's make it right. Let's get everybody happy. Kumbaya. No, fam. Y'all should have just let it play out. Let them work it out. They will work it out. They're all professionals. They all get paid. They all know what the deal is. They all want to win championships regardless of what's happening in these other areas of the game. Most players, guys like James Harden, maybe not. Most players are going to be like, yeah, look, I messed up. You messed up, but we'll make it right. We'll figure it out. And when you have players telling you, leave us alone. You're going to run this dude off if you make me do this. And then he leaves and he comes back and tells you, I left because Steve Kerr didn't handle this appropriately. I left because the Warriors front office didn't handle this appropriately. That kind of tells you that this wasn't a players thing, that this wasn't a Kevin Durant thing. The Warriors screwed this up. I think, though, you got to give props to Durant and Draymond Green for having this frank discussion for the rest of us to see. It's refreshing. It's almost uncanny where you're like, wait, so y'all like arguing and they're talking about it. They're like, Draymond's like, yeah, I knew you checked out on us after year 2. You didn't want to be there. Durant's like, I mean, kind of. I liked it, though. I liked it. It's really good. Look for it here on YouTube. It's called Chip with Draymond Green. 24 minutes. It's an easy watch. Doesn't require a lot of investment of time on your part. But go check it out. I would just like to point out that this show started at 2 o'clock on the dot. This show is ending at 4:01 because I'm a professional. This might be the first time in the history of the show that does. Hey, I appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for hanging out. Good times, very sportsy, but fun sports, right? Not that old boring dad radio.
And then the third long snapper, you know, he can run a 7.940, but it doesn't.
Not here, peoples. We curse and get pink eye because our cat farted in our eye while we were asleep, apparently, I guess. I don't know. Thank you, Jess. Love you, boo-boo. Thank you guys all for hanging out. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's a fancy Friday. 11 to 2. Don't forget, we start at 11 o'clock on Fridays. Dave's got to go down to the TV station and make TV. So be here at 11. We're kicking it off early. You ain't watching nothing anyways. What you gonna do? Listen to Sports Talk Radio in Houston? Come on, fam. We ain't doing that. 11 o'clock. Be here. Be square. Make sure you subscribe. And you'll be notified when I go live. All right, until tomorrow. Do me 3 favors. Be safe. Be kind. And most important, love each other. See y'all tomorrow. Go get vaccinated, bitches. And he's making a YouTube video.